Hey guys, it's Cabover Gary. This video is going to be about doing the foam that's damaged on the seat of my Cabover and going through the process with you. Um, it's not the easiest thing to do, trying to match both sides, and I actually had to go back and touch it up after I stopped filming this. So it's a hard process, but if you guys take your time and stuff, I think you guys could do it. And I'll start here. Oh, I'm gonna have to voice over again because it's up at work with the radio going. So I'll start here. Alright guys, here's the seat bottom that I'm working on. As you can see, it's pretty tore up. So we need to cut that foam out and put some good foam in there. So I'm showing you I'm gonna cut that chunk out. I'm gonna make it as straight as possible and make a piece of foam straight as possible. So I'm going to use the ruler to draw a nice straight line here. And then I'm going to use a square to make my 90. So I'm just following a wire that's in the seat there, using it as a guide. Really helps that that's there. So got a good line. Now I'm gonna grab the square, cut out all this bad foam. So now that I'm happy with my lines, you can see I'm gonna cut there and there. So let's go to the saw. Okay, here we are at the bandsaw, and I'm using this so we could cut a nice straight line in it. I had the fence too low, so I have to raise it up. But anyways, you want to have this cut as straight as possible because your foam is square. So that we're gonna glue in there. So just taking my time, cutting down it. Now, unfortunately, I wasn't expecting this, but that wire that runs across the seat actually runs into the side cushion. I'm about to hit it. And it takes me a second to figure out what to do. And the first thing I do wasn't probably the right thing. I thought I could just cut it from the other side, but what I ended up having to do is pull the foam around it to get it to seat right, or to get the blade on the other side of that piece of wire. So as you'll see here in a little bit, I'll do that. Basically, I'm just trying to figure it out right here and figure out what to do. So I'm going to go over to the table here and see what's going on. And as soon as I figure out that I can get it on the other side of it, I just kind of stretch the foam around it, put the blade on the other side of that wire, and I make sure that the foam isn't pressing hard against the blade so I could start it. Let the blade get up to speed and continue the cut. Fortunately, I hit the next wire, which came up through too. I do the same thing. So I'm gonna speed you guys up so you guys could watch the rest of this. So here's the piece of foam cut. Nice straight edge. You can see those two pieces of wire sticking in there. And so we're gonna basically glue a piece of foam like that in, but it's gonna have to be double the height. So over here on the glue mat, you can see that I have two 3-inch pieces of foam with glue on it. And I'm gonna have to stick them together after they dry, which takes about 15 minutes for the glue to set up right. So I got it set up right. Now I'm gonna dry fit it. And you can see that there's like the seat bottoms inset a little bit, so I'm putting it on a piece of plywood, scrap piece of plywood here, so the foam sits right. And I'm thinking that I could just push those pieces of wire into the foam, but that didn't really work out. So what I ended up doing is I ended up marking where they are, and then it took me a second to figure out what to do. Then it came to me that I could just use a a pick to make some holes. So that's what I did here. Just make sure the holes are opened up enough so the wires could go in. And now I'm just pressing it all together, and it fits nicely. I'm happy with that. So just double checking everything, making sure that it's all fitting right, because once you put glue on it, it is stuck. The glue is stronger than the foam. So here I am back on the glue pad, and there's a plane going overhead right now. But we use this like paint sprayer type setup for the glue, and it works pretty good. I kind of propped this up just so I could get to it a little easier. And now that glue's all on there, now this is going to have to sit for about 15 minutes is what it's taking for the glue to dry enough to stick together. If you stick it together wet, it might stick then, but it won't be long-lasting bond. So you definitely want to make sure that you're patient with your glue, which is something that I'm learning. I'm learning all this. I'm new to all this, but I have a great teacher that's been doing it for 30-something years. So lucky to have that, because I really like doing this upholstery stuff. So here I decided to cut off that lip off the old piece of foam here. I'm just trying to figure out how to, because I got to have it square, so trying to figure out the best way to do it. So that's what I'm doing here. I'll fast forward you. So there's the piece that I cut off. Just we'll glue it onto the other piece of foam. I forgot to hit the record button when I was sticking the foam, but as you can see, I got a big foam block glued to my cushion. I'm just pressing it down good, making sure that it's all bonded everywhere it needs to be. That's working out pretty good. It's stuck good. The next step is going to be trimming that foam down into about a 1/2 inch from its final shape is my goal. Then I shape it after that. So I'll show you that process here now, where we use a foam saw, and basically it's just a big blade that runs in a channel that cuts the foam. And you just kind of go around and saw through the foam. Now I do realize that I should have took the old piece of foam and traced it on the top, so I have a rough guide of where I need to cut it. And I do figure that out, or realize that, and do it here in a second. But this process is pretty self-explanatory, just cutting the foam into a shape. So I'm gonna put you in time lapse here and let you guys watch me cut it all that way. So here I got it in a rough shape with the foam knife, and I got a piece of 80 grit sanding disc, and I'm just gonna go around and shape it with this. And it takes a little bit of time. It makes a mess, but it's kind of enjoyable to see something that was destroyed kind of take its shape. And it's also kind of neat how well this process works. You could really change the shape of the foam really fast with it. So again, I'll speed you up because you basically see that I just it's all just freehand here. You're just trying to shape the foam to the shape you want and being able to match it to the other side, which I found was extremely difficult. But if you take your time and care, which I do care about this Cabover a lot, I plan on doing everything right on this thing and touch every part of this truck. So I'm going to make sure that this foam is right before the seat covers go on it, which is kind of taking some time, as you'll see. But I'm going to speed it up because it's basically the same thing I'm doing here for the next half hour. Okay, now you can see here I got the piece I trimmed off on the bandsaw from the other piece of foam, and I realized that I had the foam a little bit wide down here, so I'm just marking it, and I'm going to continue to sand here, making sure you guys are on. So yeah, just work it until it's to where you want it. So as you can see here, got that piece of foam all shaped up. I'm happy with it. It's like brand new. So now we gotta fix the other side here. And the hard thing's gonna be is matching the two sides. So I'm gonna take the foam saw and I'm just gonna, Andy needed something over there. Oh, I stole his pick. He wanted it back. So I'm just gonna take the foam saw and I'm just gonna trim the top layer off here, and then I'll glue that foam block that's back there on top of it. I'm just taking my time making sure I get it cut right, trying to get all the damaged foam out. And there we go. Well, not yet. I guess in a second. So that foam saw works really nice. And that's the piece of foam I'm going to glue on there. So I'll trim it to length here. Some. Just kind of rough it in a little bit. And we gotta go glue it up now, and then we'll take a little bit of time for the glue to set up again, and we gotta shape it. So it's all glued, ready to be stuck. Should be almost dry to the touch. And then just stick it down really good. And then kind of the same process as the other side, where we're going to use the foam saw and all that to trim it up, rough it into shape, and go from there. I'm going to speed it up again because it's the same stuff as before pretty much. Just showing you guys again. Okay, I got all the foam on there now. I didn't record shaping it on accident. I meant to. I thought I was, but I guess I didn't. So this is a piece of non-back carpet, and what I'm doing is trimming it to fit inside the bottom there. I'm gonna glue this in, and it just kind of holds everything together, especially on older foam. Makes it just last longer, gives it a little base to go on to. And so yeah, just trying to get the fit down in there as good as possible. Using these really cool scissors. They cut through material really well. So just trimming it all up. And then when I'm happy with the fit of it, I'll take it and glue both sides of it and then stick it down, and then this foam repair will be complete. I did, guys, honestly have to go back and adjust the foam a little bit. I was having a hard time matching both sides. Andy, the owner of the upholstery shop, he has a lot of experience and a really great teacher. Really fortunate. I really like learning how to do this. Really like doing upholstery, so he's always very helpful and teaching. So here I am sticking this non-back carpet down. Trying to get it nice and even, nice and smooth on there. And now, boys and girls, we have us a repaired seat. Can't wait to flip it over and show you guys. But it definitely is a lot better than what I started with. And should last a long time on old Kenworth. So here's the reveal. As you can see, we got new foam. You can see the old foam in front of it. So yeah, came out pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. What do you guys think? Leave some comments about that in the deal. Well, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Kind of shows the process, and it's definitely not an easy process, but in the end, it's well worth it because you fix something and it's just going to make everything nice in the end. This Cabover is a big project for me, and I want it to come out really well, so I'm going to take my time on doing this stuff right. I'm going to touch every part of this truck by the time it's done, so here's this part of the seat. Thank you guys for watching, and don't forget to hit the subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. I'll catch you on the next one.